What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I have finally done it. I have finally found a way to enable and disable RTX super resolution without even interacting with it. As you can see, if I open the script, it will enable and disable RTX super resolution when I click Alt and then Q. Okay, so I will show you how to do this. It is going to be pretty easy. Okay, so as you can see, if I'm playing here the video, I can enable it and disable it. As you can see, it is in his beard without even interacting with the app. You don't even need to open it, because if I click on it, if I press the shortcut, as you can see, it will open the application and then it will be minimized, and then you can enable and disable it. Okay, so to do this, you would need two items. The first thing is Autohotkey programming language. You need the version number 2. This code is only for version number 2. You can do it with version number 1, but it's going to be different. Okay, so the second thing you need is a compiler. You can use any compiler. You can use the notepad, but I would prefer this compiler because it's tailored for Autohotkey. Okay, so you can download them, and then after you downloaded them, you need to open the compiler, as you can see here, and then you need to press new, and then it will create a new script here. And now we want to select our hotkeys. For the most part, I think it's Alt and then Q is the best hotkey for me personally, but I don't know about you. You can choose whatever you want. Okay, so to signify that we are using the Alt key, we will use the exclamation point, or whatever this is named. I don't know what the hell is that. And then the Q button. So these are the buttons that we will click so the code will run. Okay, so and then after you write your preferred hotkey, you need 2 colons like this, and then 2 brackets like this. Okay, and then anything we write inside of these brackets, 2 brackets, you need to make sure that you are using the right setup, exactly like I am doing. Okay, so anything inside of these 2 brackets will be executed when we click on this hotkey. Okay, so first we want to check if the NVIDIA control panel is opened or not. If it is opened, we will change this value to 4. Okay, and then we will do the stuff we want. If it is not open, we need to open it. Okay, so first we need to check. So to check if the window is opened, we need to use the command when if. We need an if statement, and we need the command when exist. So you need to write it exactly like I'm doing. Okay, you need to write it exactly like I'm doing. So first letter is capital, the E is capital here. Okay, and then we will search. We will tell the Windows to search if the NVIDIA control panel window here is opened. So the name of the window is NVIDIA control panel. So we need to write this exactly as it is. So NVIDIA control panel. Okay, and then we need to open two colons, or curly brackets, or whatever these called. Okay, so anything inside of these curly brackets will be executed if this window is opened already. Okay, so we will check first. If it is not opened, we need to open it. So to open the NVIDIA control panel, you need to use an else statement. If this is not true, we will use the code inside of the else statement instead. Okay, so now to open the program, we need to put our code inside of these 2 curly braces. You need to do exactly as I do. Okay, and then we need to use the run command. But the problem is, if you try to run the NVIDIA control panel, you can't find it, and you can't open it using this programming language. You need to do some specific coding to do that. So to do that, first we need to open two brackets here, okay? And then we need two quotation marks, and then we need to go to the start menu and then right click on it, and then click Windows Terminal, okay? And then we need to type in this command here. As you can see, we need to type in this command: get dash start apps, and then select name, and then this exactly as it is. You need to write it exactly as it is, and then you need to click enter, okay? And then it will show you all the apps inside of your machine that are installed from the Microsoft Store, okay? So Microsoft Store has some different setup to other programs. I don't know why it does that, but it doesn't allow you to run the programs immediately from the programming language. So you need to find the exact specific path to the application. So as you can see here, I can see NVIDIA control panel. This is the name of the program, and this is the right path or the right name for the application inside of the Windows, whatever this is, okay? So we need to copy this, okay? Copy that without spaces, and then we need to paste it here, okay? Paste it over here, and then we need to go to the beginning, okay? And then type explorer .exe, and then dash, and then shell, and then colon, and then apps folder, and then backwards whatever this is, okay? And then you need to make sure it is exactly like this, okay? You need to copy that from your terminal, from the PowerShell here, and then you need to paste it exactly like this, okay? And this will run the application, okay? And then after that, we want to minimize this immediately. After we open this, we want to minimize it so it doesn't interfere with us watching a movie or anything, okay? So after we run this, we want to wait. So we will wait for this window to open, okay? We need two brackets, okay? And then we need to call the window. So I can copy this from here. We will wait for this window, NVIDIA control panel, to appear. When it appears, we will minimize it immediately, okay? So after that, we will minimize. So when minimize, you can select the command from here, and you can see it here, okay? And then we will say the same here. We'll copy that and then paste it here, okay? And that's it. As you can see, we can run our application now. Okay, so after we have done this, we can click on the shortcut again, Alt and Q, and this will check if the window is active. It will be active, and then it will execute the code inside of these two curly braces, okay? These two here. Make sure exactly that your code is exactly the same as mine, okay? And then after that, we want to check. We want to search for this window, and then we want to search for the option here. This is the last option, okay? So if we are in this window here, we want to go to this window. So to do that, we need to search for this string of text here. If we find this string of text, we will tell the code to press on this. So after it presses on this, it will go to this window here, okay? And then we can select the option here, okay? So first we need to get the text from here, and then we need to click on it. So to get the text, we need the control get text command, okay? Control get text command, and then we can type in the text that we want. The text will always be inside of quotation marks. Make sure all your text is inside, not all your text, but the text that you are searching for is inside of a quotation mark. Okay, so we need to write this message here. So adjust video image settings, and we need to write it exactly as it is. Okay, so it's case sensitive. Adjust video image setting. Adjust video image settings exactly. Okay, and then we can assign this, we can get this thing, okay, we can store this inside of a variable. Okay, so we will call this the tree, because this is a tree of options. We'll call it tree option, and then we will assign it to this object. Okay, so when we find this, we will tell it to call it tree, and then after that we can press on it. Okay, so click, control, click. Okay, after we find this, we need to control click. We will click this control, and tree. We will specify the window that this control is inside of. So it will be NVIDIA control panel and the tree option. Okay, the adjust image settings option. Okay, so after that, this will click on the option. After that, we need to set the delay for this controller. Okay, so set control delay. Make sure it is above this option here, and set it to -1. This will help with performance. Okay, and then after that, after we have clicked on this, we need to wait for a little bit. So as you can see, it takes a little bit of time for the application to render the text and the other components. Okay, so we need to wait for it a little bit. So we will wait for 200 milliseconds or 300 or whatever, depending on your CPU and stuff. I will wait for 400 milliseconds to be safe. Sleep. Okay, 400. Okay, so after we sleep for 400 milliseconds, we will look for the super resolution option. Okay, to look for it, we'll use the same thing. We can copy this code over here, copy that, and then paste it here. And then we can change the name of the variable or the object. Okay, we can change it to button. We'll call it button, btn. And then we can change this text here to super resolution. Okay, so we will search for this text here, and then we'll click on it. Okay, make sure it is exactly the same. We will not click on it, but we will check if it is clicked or not. Okay, so first we need to check if this is clicked or not. Then we are going to change this value. If we change this value to 0, this will disable the whole thing. Okay, so we will check if it is checked already. We will see if this is checked already. We'll make it 0, so it will be disabled. If it is disabled, we will make this number here to 4, so it's going to be enabled. This is a an easy way to enable this without having to click on this and then changing it again here. So we'll do it in one step. Okay, so we have decided, we have found the button, and then we need to find the box here. This box is hard to find, but I found that this has a class name, and this class name does not change for me. And I've tried it on my brother's computer, and it did work. So I think it will work here. So we need to use the window spy. This window spy will give us the class name for the components of each window. As you can see here, this class name, this button's name is called, let's follow the mouse, okay, and then let's see, it's called button 11, as you can see. But these are changing. These two are changing sometimes, but I found that this is always combo box 1. Okay, so the class name will be combo box 1. Okay, so if you have another class name, you can name it that, but make sure to name it exactly the same as this. Okay, so we can copy this, and then we can find it by the class name. We can find this drop box by its class name. So to find it by class name, we will say combo box. I'll call it combo box, and then we will assign it the object control get class NN. Okay, you need to write it exactly as it is here, and then 2 colons, and then write the thing's name, the control's name, okay, and then write the window's name, the window here, okay, NVIDIA control panel, and then we will store it inside of here. After that, we can check if this button is clicked. So if button is clicked, so control get checked, okay, and then let's copy this. Make sure to copy it, because it's, if it is wrong, if you type anything else, it will be it will not work. So you need to copy it exactly as it is. Okay, so we will check if this is checked. Okay, if this has a button like that. Okay, if that is true, we will change this. We will change this combo box. We will change this to 0. Okay, so control choose index. Okay, so we will change the index to 0, and then a comma, and then we will type combo box. We will change it inside of this combo box. Okay, and then we will specify the panel. Okay, we'll tell it do it in the control panel, and that's it. Okay, so we only need this code, and then we need to sleep for 50 milliseconds just to make sure that we don't screw up anything. Okay, and then else, if this is not true, if this is not selected already, if this is not enabled here, we can change it to 4, and it will enable this immediately and then change it to 4, or whatever you want. You can change whatever you want, but I will change it to 4. Okay, so I'll copy this, Copy that and then paste it here. Okay, and then we can change this to 4. And that is it. That is all we need for this code. And we can now run our program, our code, and it will be okay. Okay, and now save as, and then we can call it RTX super or whatever, and then .ahk. Save. Okay, now let's look over here, refresh. As you can see, it's over here. So now if I run it again and I exit this, let's click, and as you can see, appears minimized, and then you can change it. And there is something wrong. Okay, I think I need to make sure it is, there are no spaces. Let's check. Everything's tight. Okay. Now let's try again. Save. Okay. Now it's good. Okay, so we had to make sure that there are no spaces. Make sure there's no spaces between the brackets here. Okay? And that is it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.